everybody, it's Lindsay with Stampin' with Lindsay. I just thought I'd do a little May long weekend video for you all as I have stayed home this weekend, so I got lots of time to play in my craft room, and I finally had a chance to play with one of our new product suites that will be coming out in the new catalog on June 4th. So this product suite is called our Good Morning Magnolia Suite. So it comes with 2 stamp sets, as seen here. And then you've got your cutting and embossing dies, called Magnolia Memory dies. And then there is also matching designer series paper, which you can see featured on this card. This card here that we're going to do is a fancy fold card. So I did pre-stamp and color this flower for you, and then I used our new cut dies to cut the flower out. So this is just kind of like a ribbon, just like this, and then you've got a tri-fold card that opens saying thinking of you. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so I'll set this aside and we'll get started. So like I said, I did pre-color the flower, so I used our Stampin' Blends markers. I used Petal Pink, Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce, Daffodil Delight, and then our Crumb Cake for the stem. This coloring took a little time, so that's why I did it ahead of the video, just so that our video wasn't lengthy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our standard card size. So this measures 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and then I scored it at 2 1/8 inch, and flipped it over, and again I did 2 1/8 inch. Okay, to start we're just going to fold our tri-fold card. Now this is with our black cardstock. Basic black is, I believe, the color. So it's going to fold just like this. Okay. Now I took our Magnolia designer series paper, and I cut strips of paper to go on the outside of the card. These measure 2 inches by 5 3/8 inches, and I'm just going to take my mono multi glue. Put that all on the back side. Now I like to use mono multi-glue for things like this where you've got a very tiny border, because that way when you set it down, if it's not exactly the way you like it, you can adjust it before the glue settles. There we go, it's already settled. That's what I like about mono multi-glue. It gives you a little bit of flexibility, but it still dries really quickly. Okay, I'll do the other side here. Just like so. So there's what our front of the card's gonna look like. Just gonna open it up. And then I'm gonna create panels on the inside as well. So these measure the same. It's 2 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I use the same sheet of designer series paper so that it coordinates nicely. So you've got the stripes on one side and the magnolias on the other. Same thing, I'm going to use the mono multi glue so I can position it into place here. There we go. The other side. This is a pretty simple, fast card. The only thing that took the time for me was coloring the flowers with the Stampin' Blends markers, and that's because I'm a perfectionist, so I wanted them to look really pretty. And magnolias are white, but it's kind of nice to make the insides of the flowers just a slight pink tinge. Alright, so just like that. So there's our card base, that's ready to go. I'm just going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to work on the inside of our card. So at the very top, I used this ribbon from the stamp set here. So I'm just going to get out my Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I'm going to ink up my ribbon stamp. And line it up at the top here, just like that. I'm going to Get out my Simply Chamois, my well-loved Simply Chamois, to clean off my stamp. Then I'm going to take my little Magnolia bud. I'm going to ink it in the stamp set here, and we'll put one, about here, and another one down here. Get out my Simply Chamois again, clean off my stamp. And then the saying I chose for the inside is the Thinking of You from the same Magnolia set. So it's all coordinating, just like so. Clean off this last stamp. So that's it for stamping for now. Okay, so now I'm just going to color my buds down at the corner. Now the way I colored these is I took the dark petal pink and I kind of put it in all the corners towards the bottom of the petals, just like so. Do it on this one as well here. There. This is what I like about Stampin' Blends, is it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I took the light petal pink just to blend in the dark into the white. Now you can see why this might have taken a long time to do the larger flowers, because you've got a much bigger coloring surface to work with. Just like this, blend it in. And then I am going to just take the color lifter and towards the end of that color just kind of blend it in with the white cardstock. Oh, I did forget to mention this Whisper white cardstock measures 4 inches by 5.5 inches, so it'll fit perfectly on the inside of our card. So just like that, and then what I took was our dark shaded spruce, and I just kind of highlighted some of these lines here on these leaves. Just like that. Then I took the dark Granny Apple Green, kind of blended that. And I'll put some towards the bottom of these leaves here. I took the light Granny Apple Green to even blend that in. And I like the more you go over all these different layers, the more it kind of blends, so you don't see any marker lines. That's the beauty of these alcohol inks, is they blend really nicely, and you don't even have to use the same color suite with these. So for example, I mixed Petal Pink and Daffodil Delight the other day, and they blended really nicely together. Made for an interesting flower. I'm gonna color the stems. Now I did also color this little bulb. I treated it kind of like a magnolia bud, so I put a little of the dark petal pink and the light petal pink, and then again the color lifter just to blend it in with that white. There you go, so that's the inside of your card. So I'm just going to get out my snail adhesive, kind of do all 4 sides, and strip in the middle, and take my card base and kind of line it up. Then press it down. So there you go, there's your cards. Now we just have to make this kind of band. So what I've got here is a strip of our basic black cardstock. It measures 1.5 inches by 11 inches. And I'm just going to put my card on top of the ribbon. I'm going to fold it over top on one side and fold it over the other side. Kind of line it up. And then get my snail adhesive. And just adhere that there. just like so. And then to put my magnolia flower on the front, I just used some dimensionals. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball them on there. So one about here, one about there, and here, and a few more scattered. I want to make sure it's on there pretty good, so I use about 6 dimensionals. And take the backing off. And this backing. And let's just stick that on. There you go, there's your card. So see how your little ribbon falls off? There's the inside of your card. You can write your saying, and your ribbon can go back on. How cute is that card? Also, how cute is the Magnolia Designer Series paper? It's amazing. I'm in love with it. Anyway, thank you so much for stamping. If you do want this product suite, it'll be available June 4th, so send me a message if you wanted to pre-order. Then I can put the order in as soon as the new catalog's available. Happy stamping, everybody, and have a great May long weekend.